And because it's naturally fermented by yeast, it has like a 0.0001% alcohol. When we were in New York, I was going to the like Whole Foods hipster place and I was picking up kombucha. And I had to show my ID to show that I was 21 plus because it had alcohol in it. I was like, what the fuck? Because in Europe and in Canada, it's not considered alcoholic beverage. But in America, kombucha, you get ID'd buying kombucha, which I find so crazy. It's a fermented drink. You know what I mean? I found that so crazy. Anyways, cheers, chat. Oh, this one's really good. Ooh, very flowery from the Roselle. It's not super bubbly. Try kombucha. I'm sure you can find it. It's available everywhere these days. It's quite trendy. Yeah, it's like showing your ID for eating, like a tiramisu or any dessert that's got like rum in it. It's exactly like that, at least to me as like a European, you know what I mean? Or like, you know those chocolates that have like rum inside? Imagine you get ID'd for buying rum-filled chocolates. No, in Canada you don't get IDs. It's only in the States. It's so bizarre. I was in New York. I don't know if it's all of the states, but I was like, what? I have to get ID'd to buy kombucha at a friggin' Whole Foods market? It was so weird. Luckily, I did have an ID on me. Otherwise, I would have raged. I would have hipster raged so hard in that store. I had some recently that was homemade, but it was like wine kind of to me. I don't like wine or beer really. If without the flavoring, so this one has like a berry juice in it and stuff, so it kind of like tones down the fermented taste of the tea. I get it. It's a very sour fermented tea taste because you really taste the fermentation if it's done really well. This one's really light though, so I think you might like it. That's why if you want to try a kombucha, I would say go for like a berry flavored one because they'll add the like berry juice in it and it's kind of toned down then. I look 18. Thanks, Grazator. Yes, it has a lot of health benefits. The fermented tea has a lot of good. It's good for your gut health, right? All that fermented yeasty stuff, right? It has all the probiotics. It helps your digestion. It helps your digestive system. It has like anti-aging properties and this and that. Generally, it's amazing. I feel really. I'm burping from it. Generally, I feel really good after kombucha. Have I ever been in the States for vacation or something during the time where you were in Canada? No. When I was still living in Canada, we never went down to the States for vacation. My family was really poor when we lived in Canada. So because my mom is originally from Hungary, all the money that my family, my parents saved up, they saved up for the summer trip, for our summer vacation. And we would always fly to Europe. We would always fly to Hungary for that once a year trip. We never really started traveling until my parents left Canada and started working and getting jobs abroad and getting hired abroad. Because when you get hired as an international employee, it's a different pay thing, and your living you get certain life costs added into your package as your employment package. So it's the one positive thing that a lot of people seek to live and work abroad, because you get hired as an expatriate and you get a couple of perks because you're living outside of your home country. You get extra living costs, you get like some extra comforts, you know what I mean? It's a better pay, yeah. So my parents were really lucky. My, you know, typical North American family, like lower middle class, eyeballs in debt, trying to raise 2 kids. Like my mom was always stuck on like bringing us to the, like putting us to the best school, and didn't want us to go to like the local public school and stuff. So she paid for private schools and stuff. Like, so yeah, my mom was really like strict on our education. So even if it like put them in debt and stuff, we went to private school ever since kindergarten. And then when my parents were hired in these my parents are school teachers. So if you're from Canada or from the States, you can imagine my parents' salary was nothing, barely anything. And my mom was an immigrant on top of it, so she had even lower salary than my dad. So really not getting a lot of money. And then they both got hired to teach at the American Embassy in Russia in 1997. So they fucked off. They were like, fuck off, Canada, I'm leaving. So we left, and they started getting paid in US dollars by the American Embassy in Moscow. And so they got paid better, and they were able to pay off all their debts back home. I forget where this story is going. Why were we talking about this? I'm okay, my brain's fried from the heat. So yeah, my parents did really good for us. I think they got us out of debt and the whole thing, and they still live and work their asses off for me and my sister. Yeah. Because of the States. Yeah. So that's where I was going. So before my parents left Canada, we never had money to travel. We scrimped together my parents scrimped together their savings to go visit my mom's family. So then it was only until we moved out of Canada and started living abroad that we started traveling. Well, naturally we traveled because we moved from country to country because of my parents' work. But then we would start to take some vacations here and there, and then like